Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RGLGG, where we have got another fantastic match for y'all tonight. It is going to be The Wall versus GlobalClan. My name is TC Mano. Tonight, I'm joined by the amazing, wonderful Jarrett. As always, Dolphin on production, and what a way to round out a week of Wall gameplay, because every night this week, we've actually been watching The Wall. We started off with them versus Black Swan, then on Wednesday versus Freyo, and finally, to round out this week of Wall, it is going to be them versus GlobalClan. Should be a very amazing game. We're going to be going over towards CP Sunshine. Enough of that King of the Hill chaotic kind of mess of gameplay that we had last night. It was very fun, very exciting, but now we're back to a lot of familiar territory for both of these teams. Jarrett, how you doing, and what are your thoughts on this match tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready for some 5CP action. We've seen a lot of Koth this week, but going back to the Classic, we get to see an area where I think the Wall might shine even better than previously. I think historically some of these players aren't super crazy at Koth, but they still pulled out a pretty significant showing in both their matches, regardless of the win or loss. It's definitely been a treat to watch, and I'm hoping the same will be said for Sunshine here tonight versus the GlobalClan. I don't think we've definitely seen much more of the Wall lately than the side of GlobalClan, but we'll get to see what they're going to be up against soon. As I think we decided to swap servers, so it's hard to tell how close we are to actually starting. But GlobalClan, it's not. I mean, every match is important. This isn't like the pinnacle match for them for their playoff run. I think that is going to be happening next week on, I think it's set for Tuesday, to decide whether or not their playoff dreams really live. But even if they won that Tuesday match, they still need to really get their either per round percentage one way better, or maybe even get an upset win, and maybe that can be done here tonight. Get a really close game going to make sure their percentage doesn't drop too low, or who knows, maybe they have what it takes to pull out a victory this time around. The last time these two teams played a couple weeks ago, it was a Snakewater game, 2-1, very much of a slog fest, but in the Wall's victory. So GC, they've shown that they have what it takes to stay competitive. But after a couple weeks go by, teams maybe they swap a person or two out of their roster. On the side of GlobalClan, you gotta, freshen up your map knowledge, make sure the pick bans go your way. Maybe some class swaps every now and then. That's gonna be in the eyes of 4. We've seen a lot of Sandblast, Soldier, Psy Guy, Scout. I don't know if we're gonna see that tonight. We saw it in the pregame. I'm seeing it in the server right now, but they're back on their main, so who knows what they're gonna be playing. But it could be, really anyone's game, honestly.
It really can be, and it should be important to note that, like you said, we do have a little bit of a swap on GlobalClan. I don't know the last time we casted them if we had covered it, but Scratch is going to be back on Scout. He was previously on Medic at the start of the season, and Pablo was on Scout for them, but he has decided to, take a backseat, focus, I guess, primarily on Highlander, and instead Scratch going to be going over to Scout along with Esper, so kind of back on what you would presume his main class, and they have got Dinko up, filling in that medic role. Otherwise, going to be the same kind of core players that you were familiar with for this season. Peniferous, Penny on demo. You've got Taz and Olmst as the soldiers. Taz, kind of important to note, is his first season in Invite, along with Soar on the opposing team on the Wall. It's both of their first seasons in Invite, and I gotta say, they've been doing very, very well in what has been a very close and hard-fought season for both of their teams. Soar especially, to be a kind of second, third seed already, your first season in Invite, is a pretty big accomplishment.
Yep, it's always really fun watching new talent because they have that surprise factor that new teams have, but just on a pure individual basis, but unless you play them tons and tons and tons and pugs, which I mean that can happen sometimes. You generally aren't 100% sure exactly what a particular player's style is going to be until you get exposed to that. So you get these moments where not only do they get to show their prowess, but they really get to shine with the surprise factor of oh, I didn't know that this player was going to be playing like this, and then they have to get used to it. You get to see that a little bit less as the time goes on. The season's already well underway, multiple weeks in, so some of that surprise factor, if it existed at all, is dissipating as the weeks go by and you play them more and more, except I think these two teams, they don't actually play each other that much. So you get your last predictions in just a second here as we are actually going live between the Wall versus GlobalClan. Like I said, I don't think they're scrim partners. I think the last time and only time these guys really play against each other was when they played that snake match. So they're not going into this knowing exactly what the other team's going to do. It should definitely be a treat to watch as we go into the first mid.
Gonna be watching as Sin Karma makes his way through Valley, kind of taking that safer route. Taz going in for a pretty big bomb over towards the enemy team's cafe. Is gonna have to jump out to safety to just get healed up, but gonna be making some space for his team. Soar runs in very aggressively across the point, actually takes a lot of damage, but it's gonna be Sai on top of the bell tower with a shotgun out, not gonna find the damage, and it seems like GlobalClan should be able to clean up the remaining players. It's just gonna be Sin Karma trying to bomb in, wants to get on the Dingo, not gonna be able to do it, and that is gonna be GlobalClan keeping their medic alive, killing everyone on the wall, and capturing up that first midpoint.
It's actually crazy because the first portion of that mid was so much in Ford's favor. They had bell tower control with multiple players. They were locking GlobalClan in a corner, and GlobalClan's health was horrendous, but I don't think they actually capitalized off it. So they just sat behind the Tetris, arrowed up. They retook the high ground with their scouts and made it easy peasy from there once they got the player advantage to just make sure that they could continue to barrel through and find themselves a full ad here, about to go into the enemy team's last. You do have the setup here, the sniper engineer from the side of the red team set up on opposite sides, so they're not exactly covering the soldier spam, but it's not going to be happening. It's going to be a bomb from lower. Penny jumping in, trying to go to the gun immediately, will be able to take it down. They're shooting his stickies off the point. The death comes through, Scratch a bit weak, but they're trying to chase on this soldier. Dingo blocking with his life, will eventually fall, be the first death. The Penny's going to die as well. The cap coming in from is going to give him his life. So overall 4v4, but the heavy on the field. Soar is going to be way too much for the blue team to handle. With Dingo at 30 HP, he can't commit. Esper chased down as a final kill will be taken by the side of Sandblast. As F150, the wall, they're holding on strong and they're finding a way to get their way on the plat and retake 2 for free.
Yeah, Sandblast already just getting his team out of last ASAP, and they have got this Uber charge, and the question is how far can they go with it? Definitely should be able to get onto middle, but will GlobalClan be able to force it out for them? You got a few soldiers up above. Is on that cafe. Sandblast immediately spawns it out. Good job from Hubert, just backing up into cafe, baiting out that soldier. And they should be able to take middle for free. It is still 20% ad. Are they feeling confident enough, aggressive enough to try and go with it? Seems like they want to through Valley.
I mean, just straight ripping it would be really sketchy, but you have this soldier pick to use. You know, there's less spam on the door, so definitely needs pressure, and that's what they're doing. They're just trying to walk in for free, sides of it weak. Oh, Sandblast finds a free kill into maybe on the Taz as well. The soldiers have kind of find themselves caught in no man's land, but Sai gonna give up his life for a force. And even though Hubert does indeed use here, they're gonna lose the entirety of Plat on the side of the blue team. They're trying to escape dungeon. Doesn't seem like they're gonna get chased for now, but the fact they lost Plat completely means they're gonna have to run all the way back to last. And the red team, really good job using the kill that they got on mid to make sure they could find a way to barrel through into 2, get through the doors, get the force, and then use the better Uber to just take positioning. And blue team, they knew there was no chance, so back to last they go. Got the gun up, bomb comes in from Dingo, off timing, doesn't matter, don't need the gun, as no damage will be done onto Dingo. So they're holding on strong, maybe peeking a bit, the Scratch immediately eating a trap is going to be the end of the counter sack, as now things will finally settle down after the whole fiasco of last to last.
Will settle down. Sandblast maybe trying to start things up, did peek onto last, but immediately sees that sentry gun and thinks better of it. So it's going to be all eyes presumably on Dingo. I want to see, is he running the man treads? This has kind of been his little thing, but they get an opening pick onto Taz, so he might not be able. Yeah, it seems like he is going to be on it. They still want to try and take down the sentry gun. They do manage to do so, so now he can get buffed up, go in without having to worry about all that knockback from the sentry. There's actually a heavy on the field instead, but Dingo bombs in, does a lot of damage to the heavy, but unfortunately that's not the target he was trying to aim for. Dingo, nice, safe, and secure, and I don't think anyone at GlobalClan is going to go for a counter. Is looking at it through Shutter, but actually is going to get picked up by a blind debt from Sin Karma, but other than that, still going to be the good stalemate.
Yep. Dinko is all the way in spawn, and I think that's to be expected. Dinko is more of a passive medic than an aggressive medic, I think. But you know, like I said before, if you don't play against a team all the time, you don't know the little player tendencies and stuff like that. Even though Dinko's been an invite for a while now. But I think trying to go for the medic here might be a bit hard unless you force them into this forward hole, which they're actually going into already. They're kind of expecting a sniper here from the side of the wall, just preemptively. You don't want to spot it, just kind of assume better safe than sorry. But giving up both their soldiers, trying to spam will find themselves dead. And with little soldier spam to actually lock down these doors, the positioning from the side of the wall, I mean, they're trying to hold on the plat best they can, but Sin Karma getting run at. They will overall trade, but losing your demo pretty bad here. Hubert really weak, might get bombed, no. Has to go for the pack, but so much space given to the side of GlobalClan, but Soar and Sandblast. It looks like they still want to fight this. An Uber exchange could buy time, but Soar getting dropped out of it. Oh, I mean, they're still going to go for it. It's a Sandblast Uber. A bit of a family Uber from the side of the blue team. The force does come out. Penny is weak, but Players are dropping all over the place. This posting positioning is really good from the side of GlobalClan. They have the height, but they have to keep holding on to this. This 4v4 is red favored as long as the red team can delay the cap for as long as possible. They're trying to bully them off. Incentive for both these teams to stay here, but it's much more risky for the side of GlobalClan. Taz, really big, drop low, has to back up. They've lost the side of Plat. The respawn from the red team are soaring in. Side, going behind, seeing the pack, they're cut off. They don't really have that much of an escape. Dinko barely escaping, but Sandblast, he's barreling forward. He wants to get damage on the count, is going to be able to kill Scratch, and so far the high-risk play from GlobalClan does not pay off. They were not able to secure the point.
Oh, they're already in.
And they're just in. They're using the one player and finish just dry.
They're just already in. They're getting a lot of cap time on the point. Nice pick from Dingo onto Seems like they might have to back up here. They did lose a couple, maybe trying to go for a force play or just a kill play onto Dingo, but importantly for them, they are going to have Uber advantage. Seems like they're going to go with that right in. Sandblast leading the charge, takes that Uber, and Dingo doesn't have just quite yet, is going to lose Scratch as now a big bomb coming in from Sai onto Taz, and they can just capture up this point. No one in position to block it, and that is going to be the wall taking the very first round.
A very, very big mistake from GlobalClan not recognizing that that Uber exchange was eventually going to come out. You know, now the wall still showed presence out, even though they didn't have Plat. Still sitting in the grasses team definitely shows that, like, hey, we want to stay here. So they should have saw that coming from a mile away, but they didn't prepare for it, I guess. Caught themselves in a giant family Uber. Penny was basically almost dead by the end of it, and they got so weak from the exchange going poorly that they couldn't even hold on to it. But they can maybe recoup a bit. They won the last mid, and maybe they can find themselves a good opportunity here. But immediately dead. Sandblast behind, gets the kill on the Dinko, and now they just got to protect Huber, and the mid is one for the side of the wall. Bombs coming in, they're scouting around, trying to find an angle, but they're bunkering inside Cafe, so it's going to be a bit difficult for them. Esper, kind of on the sideline, really 10 HP, so can't really participate. Taz is behind, so that's going to be the main thing that GlobalClan has in their back pocket, but I think they know. They're still very, very paranoid.
Yeah, Sin Karma already had some stickies lobbed over towards Valley. Taz still going to be alive, might have to do a little 1v1 with the respawner of Sandblast, but no, he's going to try and go for it. Meets Dingo immediately, so they definitely know where he is, and immediately 3 players converge on his position, and that is going to be a dead roamer for GlobalClan. Unfortunate for them, but it does buy them a little bit of time to get some defenses set up on second. They're playing very far back because they're at massive Uber disset, but they do have Scratch up on Sniper. The bomb is going to come in from Sai and Dingo, just making a lot of space for the team. They're not going to have to use, but it does allow Dingo to get up to 70%, and if they just delay a little bit more, they might be able to get for this last push.
Yeah, I mean, if they get this Uber here for the GlobalClan, it's going to be huge. The wall wasted a lot of time chasing back Taz instead of just walking forward and leaving their flank to deal with it, and it could bite the bullet here and be the end of their push as this Uber does come in play, and they are going to cut out Huber. Oh, he's left. Yeah, left for dead. Now that huge mistake there with how they handled Taz going behind. They only needed to leave a handful of people to deal with him, and this was the punishment. Their ad should have been so much bigger, and this blue Uber should have never been a factor, but now they have a dead medic, and they're still trying to hold on with 2 explosive classes that are not healthy to spam these doors whatsoever. Dinko will indeed eat some damage, but overall Sandblast is going to fall with no, like, room or ability to actually regain any health here. The wall just have to fully back out of 2. And it's still ad for the side of GlobalClan, and they can even just honestly dry off the Sandblast pick. I mean, it's not the greatest pick because the scout should be able to get to mid pretty fast, but they're trying for it. They know they can poke around, and even if it doesn't go crazy good, they still have this decent ad to use to get into mid.
Oh, nice bomb from making a little bit of space here, as it seems like they want to try and pressure their way in. They haven't fully committed, but now slowly making their way enough. Oh my god, a lot of spam onto Hubert, but a bomb coming in from Dingo. A lot of damage onto Dingo, but it's not going to be enough. He didn't even have Uber to use if he needed to, so very crucial that that final rocket didn't connect. So that's still going to be GlobalClan with advantage. They're able to get onto mid, but it is slowly evening up for the wall, around about 20%. If they want to go with it, they're just going to have to send someone in. They do a lot of damage onto Hubert, but not going to be able to get the kill there. So I think we are going to head into a stalemate. Both teams do have Uber now, and an opportunity for the wall to maybe try and send a counter sector, pressuring all of these doorways. Does anyone commit?
Oh,
yeah, they do. Dingo is in. He's going to go behind. Question is he going to be able to stay alive? Looks like he should be able to, and they're getting a lot of space off of this.
Yeah, they're chasing him at least a little bit. Not fully, though. I'm just a respawner, so that's why he's here. But Dingo all the way behind, but Uber actually does come out from the side of the blue team. They're overall forcing an exchange. We'll see where they try to end it. It is going to be on their own half the map as a brawl happens. They're chasing Nino now. He shows himself in Valley, but is able to get a kill, so takes Taz out of the fight. Freeze a little bit. Blue team running out of space. They're kind of pushing into a corner. Penny's dead. Hubert pretty much unscathed. Sandblast kind of weak, but overall, the distraction from Dingo going behind and people potentially trying to chase him just leaves a hole in the team that allows Ford to F-150 to get through and take so much room and force this exchange to come out of the side of GlobalClan. The poor Uber just makes them lose so much space in the post because it was just shorter, and now they find themselves on last.
They find themselves on last penny, now respawning as everyone on Ford want to maybe try and make their way through. Sour and Sandblast are playing over on that left side. A sentry gun in its infancy is going to be taken down by Dingo. A nice arrow onto Dingo to get that kill. And it seems like they should be able to hold this for the meantime. They do get two on Soar and Dingo, so they seem like they maybe want to try and push out. Sandblast takes a lot of damage over in lower, is going to be able to get the kill, however, onto and it's just going to be GlobalClan. They still want to try and fight this. They do have Uber advantage, but now it is going to be even up as Dingo tries to go for a bomb. It is going to be the Uber coming out from the wall, and Sandblast running around, not finding too much with this. And as long as Dingo is able to stay alive here, it could be an opportunity for GlobalClan to try and push out.
Yeah, GlobalClan definitely fixed the mistake of last time. This time they really did expect the exchange because the wall was not backing up. So they made sure that, yeah, they're going to lose a scout for the Uber, but that's just a successful force. So find themselves with Ad here. A scout dead as well. Sandblast spy? No, he is going to be a scout. No back cap here, but they are going to Uber straight out, trying to find their way onto the combo. Penny jumping forward, but the invisible skybox will block the Doe Man jump. But Dingo behind, going to be a thorn on their side. They are going to have to turn to deal with him. Taz is going to die. They're bombing Penny. Penny's really weak, trying to stuff the choke. Gets the kill on the Dingo. It gets the pack and is A-okay for now. Sandblast in the thick of it. Almost brings down Scratch, but Scratch lives at 1 HP, but the side of Plat has been taken by the red team. 3v3. Dingo in front, popped up into the air, surfing back, almost dying. Just sticking to Sin Karma, just jumps forward. He wants this medic, but will not find the frag. So maybe kill on the Scratch. Once again, lives at like, what, 1 HP, gets arrowed up, and so far, this fight is looking pretty good for the side of the red team. They do have a respawner advantage over by the Plat area, so even though they're not on it straight up, they are able to make sure they're able to keep dominance. The sword might get pistoled down, just barely missed on the side of Scratch, so they will survive.
Oh,
Uber comes in. The climb, though, Uber's at 10 HP and can't climb, have to meet at the shutter and chase on the left side instead. Esper running away, but will not be successful, so overall, I mean, they get the Uber out, but once again, Esper dying for a force. That's all it really is. Even if it's the initiative of the red team, it's not working out in their favor.
No, it seems like they've been trying to push out of last at least 3 fights in a row, and the wall being able to hold on to it just about every time, but GlobalClan have another opportunity to try with this Uber advantage. Seems like Scratch opting to go through lower with the rest of the squad. They are going to immediately use, I don't know if they're going to be able to find anyone chasing super deep into Valley. They might find one on the side, but it's really only Scratch aggressing here, and now Ford can come immediately back in. Soar is going to go down.
Half.
Dingo is in behind on the back half. So many plays. He does get one. He gets 2. Oh my god.
This is, I mean, this should be a round, maybe. They're kind of scattering. Actually, they're not really that healthy. This isn't necessarily a round for sure. They have to do a normal push. But they're getting into milk at least a little bit. So we'll see how many frags they get or if they're able to play point. There's not many stickies on it. They're going for kills, though. They get Taz, which is really good for them, this option. Scratch behind the point, kind of off by himself, might die as well. Sin Karma kind of alone, but the respawn has come in from the side of the blue team, jumping in, trying to find them in a corner, but it's going to be blue team that's caught in a corner of their own. Dingo will probably die to the side of Esper, but Sin Karma just sitting on the point will go ahead and cap it up for their team. And very good job from the side of the wall, going in against some odds, at least a little bit, off their incoming respawners from the side of GlobalClan. But hey, Uberad is Uberad. Walk it in, get a kill, get a little cap time, bring more people over, and lead up the map 2-0 in their favor.
Yeah, Dingo did so much work there, because I think that could have been a very successful push out for GlobalClan. Otherwise, they'd gotten a kill on the Soar, but he just forced everyone back. Now we go in onto the third mid fight. The wall up 2-0. Can GlobalClan find any answer to really get back into this game? It's going to be a little bit... Oh my god, nice air shot from Taz onto Dingo. That's going to be at least a mental boost, if not a momentum boost. Question is, they're still down 2. They lost their medic. Can they get onto Hugh? Hubert. He's playing in the enemy team's valley. Are they going to be able to full send onto him? They do! Nice bomb from Umps, and that's exactly what they needed. Even if they don't win this DM fight, they've at least equalized the Uber situation as Peniferous is getting shot down over in choke. So they are going to lose mid, but because Dingo actually died earlier, it is going to be a bit of Uber advantage. They should be able to get forward last. I don't know if they'll be able to get onto second, though.
They have faster heals onto 2. They should be able to at least poke their heads and like trade damage. Will that damage trade be successful? I mean, maybe they'll get a trap and that kind of screws them over, but they should at least try, which is why you see lobby presence here. But it doesn't look like they're really seeing an opportunity here. They're choosing the door that is indeed trapped. And yeah, it's not really going to work out. But really good job from the side of Ford. The only minor thing is near the tail end of it, they'd won and kind of got impatient. I think both scouts accidentally left Hubert, and Hubert didn't even see where the bomb was coming from, so he didn't even have a chance to surf. So the medic pick there from, I don't know if it was Taz or but either way, pretty huge to at least make sure that it's not disad on last, that you can at least even it up here. Do have the gun getting built up, and it seems like they're going to be trying to go for some sort of, at least some sort of pseudo forward hold. They don't know if there's a sniper yet per se, but better safe than sorry before someone gets picked. So just kind of sitting up on the floor. The gun's definitely more poised to protect the right side of the point. So these sticky traps coming from Penny are gonna have to be pretty strong and make sure left doesn't get infiltrated too hard. But the gun just gets spammed down. Not enough force to actually block them from just standing over on the right hand side. So it'll get rebuilt up now, but it's only level 1. It's not really gonna do that much. So hopefully CM Sakin coming in soon.
It immediately gets shot down as they aside over on the top right side, just getting some spam damage. All eyes on Dingo to go in, and he does. Can he do anything with this bomb? Actually going to fade away, and they're taking a lot of space over on the left side. Everyone on the wall is just kind of in, and Dingo goes in, does a lot of damage, but I don't know if he's going to net anything. No, it's going to be the flank down Soar and Dingo, and actually another in Sandblast. So this should be a good opportunity to push out for GlobalClan. They've made their way through lobby. They're on second. Nice pick from Scratch onto Sin Karma. Sai is also going to go down over by choke, so they're able to get onto second. No Ubers were used, so I don't think they're going to be able to go any more forward with this, but still good for GlobalClan to not be on their last.
Wrong execution, but overall right play. As we see an immediate push, they're trying to go in while there's no explosive classes to make sure this post-super can happen without their participation, but flashes all around. Penny weak, might even get killed by the side of Sword depending if he commits, but will not commit and just go back and back up. Both teams are, I think, fine with how it ended in terms of just like, it's okay, just let them run into us, and neither team wants to, but so that'll be, that'll be it for that. They just tried to find an opportunity, but didn't really work out, so at the end of the day, just go ahead and rebuild up the Ubers. Honestly, though, the development from Ford trying to break that stalemate there, execution, obviously not good. They find themselves at mid, but it is the right thing to do on paper. If you're going to have a medic on the opposing team literally sit in the spawn doors, then you walk in with your team and shoot the people that aren't going to be healed. But speaking of aren't getting healed, Taz walks really far forward, no beam, does indeed get shot down in the soldier duel happening by the cafe side. So bombing in his side, making space, but it's just a bait. He's barely alive, but just enough HP to survive for now. And Penny almost caught, chasing to the shutter. They're leaving Penny for dead, kind of. No, okay, barely able to escape. Sandblast will get thwarted away, and the 2 picks there from the side of Ford, just barreling through, really doing a good job recognizing that, the passiveness that Dinko is showing, transcends just last. It's happening on second as well. They just kind of bully them and get these kills on the people holding doors.
Oh my, Taz! He got 2 with 1 rocket onto both Dingo and Sandblast. Amazing stuff right there. Unfortunate for Dingo, he was kind of just getting forced against the wall, but that is still going to be 2 picks in the favor of GlobalClan, and immediately goes in, not able to find any success, and with Scratch up on Sniper, that's just going to be everyone on GlobalClan back to last, as there's just going to be settling in for this hold. And now the wall, they are going to opt to run their own Sniper. Sandblast popped up on it. We already saw what he could do last night versus Frytek, and he was hitting some shots, Jared. So let's see if he can maybe hit some more here.
Yeah, really trying to go for the surprise shot. He's asking Sword to clear the stickies instead of using the SMG. But the first shot didn't really hit too much, seen by But the gun does die, so that's step number 1, but now you have to get some sort of pick here, because you can't, you could try to go for a sack or a walk in, but Dinko's still going to play as passive as ever. They're actually, note that GlobalClan is not holding up against the wall. Get the nice shot on a Dingo, which is good. But how passive they're holding, if Scratch dies here while the gun is dead, they're just going to get walked at. real hard here. But then again, you know, the execution is a big important part of it, and we saw that what Ford Gaming brought to the table, you know, accidentally brought themselves all the way back to mid, so it wouldn't be necessarily over at that point, but it is kind of a scary thought on paper. But maybe you'll see a sniper duel here soon. Takes a body shot. They're on the same door, kind of.
They are. Sandblast going for that wide peak. It's just a little bit of an SVS, and Scratch is going to win that. So now maybe they can get a little bit aggressive in lobby, but no.
Trap.
Both soldiers go down. Nice stuff from Sin Karma. Instantly takes down those 2 projectiles. And now this whole left area where Sin is completely free. It's only Scratch watching it. So Sin is going to back up. Dingo takes a headshot and now is going to get stickied down from Penny. So that's going to be the sack attempt for the wall. At the meantime, Sandblast not up on Sniper anymore, as we know we're getting 2 minutes left in the round. Not, you know, running out of time just quite yet, but, you know, with a, it's kind of a thing where your Sniper has to hit some shots, otherwise kind of putting yourself in a scenario where you might just have to take that Uber exchange and wait on the post, which is exactly what they're doing. Sandblast just runs in. It's going to be the counter coming out from Dingo and Paniferous all on this left side. No one going down. It's going to be a bomb from Dingo, maybe just to draw eyes all the way. He's super weak over towards lower. It's going to get picked up, but that's going to leave disconnected from everyone else. Gets shot down the wall, taking a lot of space over on the left side. Sandblast over. It's going to go down. They're all so weak. Hubert should be able to get out. And the question is, do GlobalClan push out? I think they are going to, but is it going to be success, as they might be caught off guard? Just a little. No, everyone on the wall backing out, so they should be able to get onto second pretty much for free. Might get another pick onto Dingo. They do. That is going to be the wall successfully out to their last.
They could honestly just try off the Dingo pick. He's not going to be able to get forward, so there's going to be a door not watched. They just have to, you know, find the actual correct door. They're going Valley right now, it seems like, as a team to go off the soldier pick. But they're getting met. This is you don't want to face them head on. You need to find it, like it's Cafe and Choke are kind of the open doors, but they guessed wrong, and no one's really prepared to find the opening to get onto them and pinch them or anything like that. So they cut their losses and go back to 2. Bad RNG, it happens sometimes. But red team, they're kind of just walking in. They're saying, no, these people aren't going to be healed because they're not cycling for heals, and Dinko's just staying on top of the flat where it's safe. But it's not necessarily safe for the rest of the players' side. Up in the skybox, actually going in to commit onto Hubert and gets a lot of damage out onto the red team, but will not find the force. A lot of soldier committals, but will not find it either from the side of Dingo onto Dingo Law. So overall, 1 for 1, and then another sack coming in, maybe a counter from the side of GlobalClan this time. Esper getting really aggressive, finds an opening, no one's spotting. Onto the soldier, wants the soldier first, but Hubert drops the bomb from Taz.
What?
Their attention is split. They're just going through multiple doors, and there's no Uber available, but the red team is blue. He's just walking in now. Sandblast and Sin Karma still showing face. They're trying to apply some spam, trying to get Dinko a little bit low. It is 120 HP in the valley side area, and the double bomb comes in. Side, already grand HP, will immediately explode. Get the kill onto the demo, but the force does indeed happen because they committed both soldiers to it. They're just full force running forward with their entire team almost, except Sin Karma, who does indeed jump out, but they get a force and a demo pick. It's not terrible, but the fact they're not going to get forwards here means they can't actually really hold to it all. They're going to have to go back to last. They don't even get ad from that because Hubert was kind of, I mean, he spawned alone, no one went back for him. Like, you got a force, sure, but it doesn't give you ad, it just makes it even. So, like, it's not a bad play, but the execution of it just means that you're stalemating on last instead of pushing out.
Yeah, a very unfortunate for the wall. Now, I think this is the first time that GlobalClan have managed to make their way to the walls last. Actually, they were here at the very first round, and not since then have they been on this side of the map. So a lot better for them. Let's see if maybe they might be able to, you know, try and figure out some way to break this last hold. It can be so difficult, especially in even Uber scenarios. They don't have any off classes just quite yet, so presumably all eyes on either Taz or to try and bomb in. Maybe they try and take down the sentry gun, or maybe one just tries to go in, hold the door open for one of their scouts, and then they swap off onto something instead. But no, they are going to try and take down the sentry gun. They do it successfully, but they lose both for it. They actually lose Pennifers as well. They lose Esper. What is turned?
So
oh my god, and they use the Uber. Can they get the... Oh my god, they kill Hubert.
The disrespect. He won't two-shot me. I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine. Scratch the 180 on to see you later on to Sandblast. Oh my god. Scratch is taking control of the match right now, despite everything that's happening. Trying to run at Sin Karma a little bit as well. So, we are back to step 1 of the stalemate after all said and done.
We are indeed. That could have been so much worse for GlobalClan, all things considered, but that was extremely crucial. That was a miracle Uber. From the depths of what should not have been, they were able to clutch that one out and find themselves in the exact same position. I guess the only downside for them is that there's a little bit less time on the clock for them to try and make things work. So if they do opt to go for a sniper or some type of off class, it's got to happen sooner than later, because otherwise they're going to have to do what the wall did previously and just try and take an even Uber exchange onto last and play the post fight a bit better.
Yeah, the silver lining for Ford there is even though you had the the drop happen, at least some time is chewed off the clock, so maybe you go for a mid reset and then just immediately gain so much more room on the map and not just all the way at your furthest spawn. But we'll see what Blue Team does in terms of kind of managing their options. They really only have a handful of tries to go for to see if they can not just get the force, but actually get the cap underway and start getting the round one in their favor. But they're poised like they want to try something under, maybe the exchange factor, and they will indeed go for the engineer, the gun. You're going to have a way worse Uber here if you do this route, though. Not functioning towards Hubert at all. They're really just playing the cap. Hubert will indeed get forced, but this Uber is so much better. It should be able to lock people down and get a lot of kills, so yeah, the priority on the gun in particular and not getting the force out first will actually not even make this like a stalemate situation in terms of, oh, maybe we can hold plat or whatever. No, they just have to leave all the way to mid. So really good job from the side of Ford there, just trying to hold on to the Uber for as long as possible and make sure they could use it to at least take space. And with the pick on the they have some room to go out here maybe on the mid, but the sniper is going to be a factor. In the Ford spawn is Scratch, and has already respawned, so the wall have to get in pretty quick and start making some moves happen inside. We'll try to bomb it up to Taz, but will indeed take fall damage, and the shot brings up to the side of Scratch to kill Sandblast. It's kind of over. Dingo's going to die to fall damage as well.
That
a bit too slow there.
Yeah, they were a little bit too slow, unfortunately for them. Scratch hitting some very crucial shots to slow everyone on the wall down. Sin Karma setting up some traps over in lobby. I don't know if anyone's going to fall prey to them, as the rest of GlobalClan, actually, one person is going to fall prey to them. It was Taz, and that might slow things down. Seems like they were maybe trying to get in and go for an early sack attempt onto the medic, but with Taz already being down, I think it is going to slow the game down. Everyone else just making their way into lobby, probably going to wait for Taz to get back up, and then they're going to try and do what's kind of been stopping them so far. They've been able to get here onto last now a couple of times, but they haven't been able to manufacture any type of advantage successfully without losing a decent number of players of their own. So maybe try and shoot down the sentry gun again, but then again, last time they did that, they lost 3 for it. They might lose another. Peniferous getting run at in lobby by Sandblast. The only one there is going to be able to stay alive, but you got to be careful because they just one errant move and you might be losing a bunch, as Dinko does get forced, and that's what I'm saying. One errant move and it can all just crumble right before your eyes.
Yep, so finding themselves in a situation once again from the side of the wall to try to push out. One less person to go for back cap, so is kind of poking around. And do note that Sai has been on the battalions this whole time. He hasn't really farmed too much damage from it, and will indeed die, so we'll see if it respawns it. But holy Esper. Behind, getting 2 kills. Behind as well, went ahead to commit, but this Uber is going to happen on the inside of lobby. They've given up plat control with 2 explosives dead. Dinko unable to hit the final walk on Dinko, so it seems like their slow methodical push out of last was eventually punished. They lost a lot of room, did go behind, and that was all with Taz being dead as well, so this try immediately not that great from the side of GlobalClan, immediately losing 1. They're still trying to go for it. They know they have at least a little bit of room, but Sin Karma farming 2 of them and on the chase wants Dinko. Bomb coming in, will give up his life for it, but gets the pipe off on a Dinko with his final pipe. So will give up his life for it, but after the amount of kills he just got out there, that's definitely worth a down man trade.
That was a nukening from Sin Karma. That push, it wasn't going too good for GlobalClan, but after he stepped up, it went from bad to worse. Now, it is going to be the wall, able to get in onto mid. Scratch is still in the forward spawn, but unlike last time, their medic Dinko is all the way back, having to take the back spawns because it was just so unfortunate, so late in the fight that he died there. Is going to go down over in Cafe as the wall pick up some momentum here. They have Uber advantage. Now they have player player advantage as well. Scratch is still up on the sniper, so it's only going to be Esper available to try and run Dinko out the safety as they try and prepare for this wall Uber to come in. They're taking their time. It's pretty well telegraphed, so they do know Sandblast kind of leading the charge, making a bit of space, and seems like they want to try and take this for free, not have to use at all, and they do successfully manage it. They do still have a little bit of Uber, so if they are quick here, they might be able to pop in before Dinko has.
Yep, really good job taking that in slow, knowing they had a pick, and then the sniper was sticking off into forwards, but they have to go way faster than this. Like, I think they're questioning if it's even ad in the first place, and yeah, with Dingo dying there, that's going to be the end of things, so they're playing it safe. Usually, a lot of teams, if they lose track of Uber, they just ask themselves, did we take a point for free? And if the answer is yes, then it probably means it's not ad anymore. It's just like the safest thing, and they took 2 for free, so, you know, if you're not counting exactly, better safe than sorry, and just say, yeah, it's not ad anymore, cut your losses. Fun fact, this was the wrong config, and they salvaged it. They say don't tell the casters, as if we can't
we know.
as if we can't read what's happening in chat, but so a little bit of an asterisk there, but they should be fine. Right config this time, quote-unquote right config. But stalemate. The gun in a different position this spot. I like this gun slot more. It's harder to spam in general, but it still is very effective at shooting people that try to funnel into the right side of the map from the defender's perspective. But Taz getting picked. Nice fight from Sin Karma. Going to be pretty huge there to alleviate some pressure and help get the gun down even faster. Level 2, so it's not going to be too easy, but the exchange on to Penny, so get the Snailman kill, but Dinko still has better Uber for blue if they even need to use it. Cap going the way of the red team. Sandblast on it is going to be able to bring some people over and they get the Uber out of the equation, so technically add for the side of the red team as long as they don't lose too many players here. This might be a straight up push from the side of the blue team if they give up too many as they're trying to poke and prod, but overall, I think the amount of deaths here from both these teams might make it a bit sketchy. No Doman from the side of the blue team. They know they have disad. So overall, pretty good job from the side of Ford, recognizing that the way that the medic and the demo are playing in this blue hold are so separated that you can just go in and kill this demo, and then, you know, their chase ability to lock out doors, prevent your escape in the post, is not really existent. So they find a way to do that, get the force later, not just with your own Uber, and then go the exchange after. But Sin's just peeking, not just for information and for spam, so this ad is just ruined now.
Yeah, I was going to say, because they used earlier, they actually were able to get a little bit of ad because GlobalClan used a bit later. Yeah, but they're still going anyways, and they want to get onto Dinko, not going to be able to do so. Sai is going to find the sentry gun, but a lot of damage onto all of these escaping wall players. One falls in, Hubert, that's going to be very crucial. Sai also going down, and now it should be okay for GlobalClan to start to try and push out. Sandblast is hiding over on the right side. If he is able to win this one against and immediately run in, no, is going to be able to take him down safe and securely. So they should be able to continue their push out. Dingo trying to escape through Valley is super duper weak. Soar peels off to try and take some heat off of them, does successfully do it, as now Sai immediately bombs in. They're trying to refight this with that pick onto Esper. They should be able to hold on to a second, but it is still going to be GlobalClan with Uber advantage. Only a minute left on the clock, so not a good position for the wall considering they're at Uber disad. They're immediately just bombing in.
Yep, Dingo tried to send it forward and will not be able to find an opportunity to get the early force onto Dinko, so outside they go, holding and seeing if blue team's going to go ahead and push out, but considering the time left, it seems like GlobalClan is indeed going for the hold here, and they want the mid reset to not just use the Uber to take 2, but they actually just want to be able to go ahead and have an even fight on mid, especially because mids haven't been doing too bad. They're showing some prowess here, but you know, they'll poke inside lobby at least a little bit to see if they can maybe get some sort of space or some spam or something, but will not find too much here. This Uber's coming out from the side of the red team. They're walking forward. They find the gun getting built up, so it should die pretty quickly. They're not going for the force angle. They're going to lose one. No cap time to actually bring blue team forward yet up until now. When this Uber comes out, so much better. Chasing them down. Will they be able to get any frags here? Doesn't really look like they get anything at all. The repush, the tack. This is a tack pause, and this is a post mid fight tack pause.
Yes, I would assume, considering this is 90 seconds in the future. The only thing that this does tell us is that we do have more TF2 on our hands, so I think we can safely assume that the wall are not going to be able to get this point in the next couple seconds, because we didn't really mention it, but it is continuous overtime, so that means that the wall only need one more round, and then they win the game. On the side of GlobalClan, they need 3 rounds in a row, not losing out at all, and then they will be your victors tonight. So definitely doable for them. We are in this infinite part of the game where it can technically go on as long as necessary. And we've had a couple of pretty long games in this kind of stage of it. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe GlobalClan might be able to pull things back. But yeah, assuming this is attack pause, it could be after middle. And maybe if it is just kind of a lightning fast, immediate round, it could be from the wall, just trying to, take down, slow down the momentum from GlobalClan. You can do that. Momentum is so big in this game, and, a very crucial pause at just the right time can kind of slow down the enemy team's vibe.
Yeah, I think my prediction is the mid resets, GlobalClan win the mid, win the round within 90 seconds, and then the pause goes through from forward. Because they only won, I think... Did they win 2 mids or 1 mid? I know even the mids they won have been really sketchy where they lose Hubert. No, they won 2 mids, I remember. One they went back for Taz was behind. The other one they won it, but then they left Hubert alone and died. He died, he got bombed. So they haven't had they've had a clean mid, but I guess you want to really make sure that with what GlobalClan has shown on the mids, they were able to at least win one of them, that you don't show up without some sort of game plan. Or at least use the attack pause while you have it now, not just for the mid, but for the last hold, because they've been in this situation for a while now and haven't been able to actually convert it to a round. But apparently, it's not even attack, it's a tech. But we all know that not all tacks are techs, but all techs are attacks, if that makes sense. If someone's having a technical issue, you're going to treat it as attack pause. So even though it's tech, they're talking about yo, how do we break last? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're not at that stage of esports yet where they take your headphones off and make sure that you're not talking. No, they are definitely going to be taking this opportunity to try and figure things out. And yeah, for GlobalClan, they've been having, pretty decent success at the mids. At the very least, they've been able to get it so they're able to hold last. They take down Hubert even if they lose everyone else, but their last holds have been a little bit iffy. And then on the opposite side, their ability to push in onto last as things are going to go live. So we're going to see how the wall try and push the remainder of this here. It is going to be Esper going down, but Soar and Sandblast both can be taken down, and no one was able to get onto the point in time, and that is where the round reset happened. So still going to be 2-0 in the favor of the wall. GlobalClan need to get 3 in a row to try and win this one. The wall, only one more. We got around about 90 more seconds until the pause happens, so let's see how this next mid plays out.
And because it's a technical, the prediction of GlobalClan win this round or whatever really fast isn't even necessarily true. It's really anyone's game still, so that prediction is, kind of coming from nowhere. It's going to be a Valley mid from the side of GlobalClan. They're kind of stuck off, though. Sin Karma is not deading. They are not getting to play mid. They are so stuck off. But Sai bombs in. Doesn't really get a whole lot of damage on a Dingo. The setup was perfect for this, but somehow it just doesn't really work out till the very end. Dingo bombs in, kills Dingo, but so does Hubert. Hubert dies from the side of Taz as it's just one left alive. Sword versus the world, as GlobalClan does indeed win the mid. However, both medics dying means that it's not going to be necessarily a done deal in terms of rounds here. There's actually maybe a little bit incentive to poke onto 2. Actually, no. Hubert was such a later death that GC should be fine to actually secure 2 here. I mean, the wall might poke around a bit, but it's kind of a coin flip fight.
Yeah, and they should be able to get out as they made their way and definitely secured it, as that is where the pause happened. Yeah, there is the tech pause.
Yeah, and that's probably why they don't even want to bother trying for the drive at the tech. You don't have your whole team ready to try to fight those people that came out early. Just playing it safe, understandable. Don't want to go for anything high risk, because that's kind of a high risk thing anyway. Because it's only a slim advantage to go off of your medic died 5 seconds earlier, so we can get there a little bit faster than normal. They won't be fully set up and stuff like that. So going for the classic helmet we've seen so far, except it's going to be on 2 at mid, except not last.
And
Taz!
Oh my God,
Dingo. Okay.
Nice rockets, yeah, onto Taz immediately, just over by Valley, sent him cratering to his death. Is going to go down, trying to make a play on to Hubert, not going to find the damage, but they're still taking a little bit of space over towards Valley and Choke. Now Sai going to get aggressive. Sandblast also getting aggressive, is going to trade out Sai for Taz, so one soldier on each team is going to go down, but it is going to be player advantage for the wall, at least until gets here, not too far away, so it shouldn't take too long, but the wall's still trying to get aggressive over in Valley. Seems like, yeah, Dingo is going to be juggled all around. The Uber successfully forced out from GlobalClan, and the wall can immediately barrel in, and making so much space here is going to be Dingo, and everyone else on the wall already on the point, and GlobalClan just going to have to give it up back on their second. They're going to be at Uber just had once again.
Sin Karma typing LO, knowing exactly what he did. 2 stickies on the floor send Dinko into the skybox, so when Scratch wants to exchange, he's just un-Ubered completely, just dies, and red team don't even use. But the Force comes out, just line bombs in, full sends it, and now they're trying to recoup it, try to find any way to get any extra kills that might be lingering inside lobby. Scratch might have been a death there. 1 rocket, oh no, he's at 9 HP, is going to be able to escape. So overall, just a single soldier death for this Force means that GlobalClan have an opportunity to push out. You need to get the spawn, you need to build up the rest of the Uber, but it's a solid 45-50% ad. You can totally use it if you want. We've seen some teams, though, in the past, plenty of high-level ones, just say, screw it, we want to go for the stalemate because it works for us. We think we're good at defending, but no. They want to bust out of bats, it looks like, maybe. Sitting top left, getting ready to potentially use out. They have the Uber now. Yeah, they're just going to bust out of bats. Bombing in, go towards the Valley area. Oh, Penny's juggled from spam. All this damage on the Sandblast and one of the soldiers, but no catch to be able to actually get any of the kills. So they get this cap, but that's about it, as the cafe rotation comes forward, and they're not prepared for it at all. These stickies are so passive from the side of Penny. They're just able to walk in, and the soldiers are barely prepared. Sai, kind of weak. It's only saving grace. Dingo is going to end up dying to a sticky from Penny, but they're just leaving one and still going.
They're going so deep with the Sandblast is immediately running into lobby. He wants to take this so aggressively, but maybe thinking better. Now, no Sin Karma is with him, so they could try and commit. There is a sniper up, might be able to take a shot, and that is going to force out the Uber from the wall. Sai hits some nice rockets onto and that is going to be the game. Good round from the wall, making it 3-0.
Very good job taking that really, really fast. Outside of Valley, straight through Cafe, and just walking all the way through. A little bit of hesitation near the tail end of the Uber, or near the tail end of using the Uber. It seemed like they were maybe undecisive of the timing, but delaying at least a little bit was only sketchy because of the sniper. Otherwise, making sure your team's ready for the full collapse, all healthy and everything is, milking the most you can out of that situation, and it paid off in dividends, ending the round and ending the game 3-0 in their favor. Only real silver lining for the side of GlobalClan is, even though they don't get necessarily any rounds or an upset win here, if they do want to have their playoff dreams alive, they need as many, dominant wins and close losses as possible. So, not letting the wall get all the way to 5 rounds could be something you look back at as something that helps them in their journey, but, their journey's not over yet. They still gotta play, I think, Black Swan next week, and that'll be kind of the deciding thing to see if their dreams can stay alive or not past next week. But good job from the wall. They had a pretty nice showing this week in general, pretty dominant for the most part, even in the matches that they weren't able to close out. And we have the stats on the screen now, and it was definitely the Pocket Scout showdown in this match, just judging by the stats.
That was a Pocket Scout showdown. Scratch and Sandblast both breaking that 30 kill barrier and both breaking the 300 DPM barrier, the only people in the server to do so. So definitely having a really, really great time, and you can kind of see that result, at least in the deaths from the soldiers. To be fair, there was a whole lot of stalemating, so it makes sense. You look at Dingo, you look at and you're like, what, they got 29 deaths? Well, there was a whole lot of stalemating, especially on second to last. So a lot of that is just your soldiers either trying to spam out the sentry gun, which we saw both teams do. We saw Dingo go in, we saw go in over and over again. So not too surprised to see that. And also, it should be said, kind of shout out to Dinko, even though they lost the game, equal in deaths to Hubert. So managing to stay alive, good job from GlobalClan to at least, keep their medic up, even when it wasn't looking so great.
Yep. Also, because of the game, how it was, for how slow it was, it's kind of mandatory to have at least one player be in the under 200 DPM club. So, kind of note there that, Sora and kind of get the short end of the stick with the sacks and maybe sitting around not really doing too much. Just, I'm just going to do my job and nothing really happens. So, that's how it kind of that's how it is sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's not the stats, it's the score. So Wall, take it home, and GlobalClan will have to try their luck next time.
Yeah, and so that is going to be it. Like you said, the Wall taking it 3-0 versus a GlobalClan on Sunshine. I believe that's going to be it for us tonight. Jarrett, do you have any shoutouts you'd like to give?
There should be merch, right? The merch shop?
Oh, that was going to be my shoutout. But
Merch.rgl.gg. I'm stealing it. Got some designs up there. Check it out. It's a rotation. It's seasonal, so it's not there forever, but it's, new stuff comes and stuff goes. So you have a little bit of time to at least get take a peek and see if anything is interesting to you, but don't wait too long, because by the time the season ends, might be out of the rotation and new stuff coming in, and then your opportunity will be lost. So don't dawdle too much. Definitely check it out.
I will completely mirror that shout out, because I have fallen victim to it. I've seen something on the store that I've liked, and then I check back again, foolishly waiting, biding my time, and then it is no longer there for purchase. So if you see something, check it out. Otherwise, I guess quick shout outs to me. Shout outs to you, Jarrett. It's always great to cast with you. You're an amazing caster, and it's been great to be able to do it again. Shout outs to Dolphin, doing all of the production work behind the scenes here at RJL. Shout outs to all the players for playing the wall, for rounding out what has been a fairly great week for them. 2 wins and a very, very close defeat against Froyo that I think they can still take a lot of positives with them going forward into the rest of the season. Otherwise, that's going to be it for us here at RGL GG for the week. Check back next week, where we're going to have some Highlander Mondays and the continuation of this Season 16 invite playoffs, or actually, sorry, group stages matches. So until then, hope you have a good one. We'll see you next time.